So in this video we're going to be working through a solution to an exam question which was sent in by a student. So the question says the diagram shows the circle x squared plus y squared equals 8 with a tangent at the point 2, 2. Part A says find the gradient of the line OP, Part B says find the gradient of the tangent, and Part C says find the equation of the tangent. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to identify which line is OP. And if we have a look on our diagram, we can see that O to P is this line here. And I'm going to highlight that in green like so. So that's the gradient of the line that we're trying to work out. Now remember, the gradient is the change in y divided by the change in x. So to work out a gradient, we need to have 2 points on the line OP. Now we can see we've got 1, which is 2, 2, and that's at P, but somehow we need to get the point of O. Now let's have a look at the equation of the circle, which is x squared plus y squared equals 8. Now, any circle is given in the form x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And for an equation in this form, their centre is at 0, 0, which is the origin. So we know if we've got a circle in this form, x squared plus y squared equals r squared, where in this case our r squared is 8, we're able to say our centre of the circle is at 0, 0, or the origin. So let's go and put that in here. So we can now see that on our line OP, we've got 2 points, so we're able to work out the gradient. So we could say the change in y is equal to, well, we've gone from 2 to 0, so that's 2 minus 0. And on the bottom, our change in x is also 2 minus 0. That's 2 over 2, which is 1. So the gradient of the line OP is 1. Part B says find the gradient of the tangent. So first thing we need to do is we need to identify which part is the tangent. Now this, highlighting in gold, is the tangent to the circle. And that tangent crosses the circle at P, which is 2, 2. Now the gradient of the tangent depends on the gradient of the radius. Now, we're going to do this question by using a circle theorem. And the circle theorem we're going to use is tangent meets radius at 90 degrees. So what do we know about lines that intersect at 90 degrees? Because the tangent and the radius do that. And what we know about their gradients is that 2 lines that meet at 90 degrees have a negative reciprocal gradient. So I'm going to write that here. They will have a negative reciprocal gradient, and that's because they meet at 90 degrees, or in other words, they're perpendicular. So the radius and the tangent are perpendicular, they meet at 90 degrees, so they're going to have the negative reciprocal gradient of each other. So the negative reciprocal of 1, well that's 1 over 1, isn't it? And then we can flip that to still get 1 over 1 and put a minus sign. So the negative reciprocal of 1 is negative 1, and then that means that the gradient of the tangent is negative 1. Part C says find the equation of the tangent. So to be able to work out an equation of a tangent, and a tangent is a straight line, we need to know its gradient, and we need to know its y-intercept, and a point that it crosses through. So as we can see, we've got the gold line, which is our tangent, and we've got a point that it crosses through, and we've just worked out its gradient, so let's work out its equation. Any straight line can be given in the form y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. Now we've just worked out in part B the gradient of the tangent, so we can say that m is equal to -1. So putting that in, we're going to get y equals -1x plus c. And of course we don't need this 1 here because we never write a 1 with our x's, so we can say y equals -x plus c. And now we can put the point of P2 in, because we know it crosses that point. So we can say y equals 2 and x equals 2 at the point 2, 2. So y equals 2, so we're going to get 2 equals -2 plus c. And then if we add 2 to both sides to find out what c is equal to 4. So therefore we can say, putting everything back in, to y equals mx plus c, the gradient is -1, so y equals -x, and our c value is plus 4. And that is your perfect solution to the question you sent in.